welcome to Mike's studio. My name is Tara, and I'm sitting here with The Wild.
The Wild!
What's up?
Yeah!
Yeah.
Why don't you present yourself, and what are you playing us on?
My name is Dylan Villan. I'm a professional dolphin polisher, and I take it very, very seriously.
I can see that.
I'm Boozes. I play bass and do some vocals.
Some string tickling.
String tickling, hollering, and whatnot.
Yeah, I'll take that from you.
Sure.
Hey there, I'm Crash. I play the drums, tickle the cymbals, keep the cymbals splashy, hit the skins, you know.
That sort of thing.
I'm Benny the Kid. I like to groom my mustache and break some strings sometimes. So.
Okay. How did you all start playing music?
Together or just as?
Like individual?
Well, I was really, really young. Really young. I think about 3 years old, I saw Elvis on television.
Yeah?
My grandparents were really, really into Elvis. And they used to go to Vegas and watch him and all that stuff. So then all of a sudden I started to take an interest, and of course they thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And so then it was like, really young, trying to, pretend to be Elvis. And then that was just it for me. And then from that, just kind of, in a way, just knew all along that I was going to be playing in a band.
That's really cool.
For me, probably, I think I was around 12 years old or something. My grandma used to have a guitar at her house, and I just started screwing around on it a little bit, and just kind of never stopped. I started playing in school band and stuff, and always kind of had friends that I jammed with and stuff, and formed bands, and did that for years and years and years until now. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So,
Too dumb to quit.
yeah, I think that's it for sure.
For me, it's different. I played trumpet in the elementary school band.
Cool.
And then I got braces and I couldn't fit my mouth in the mouthpiece anymore, so I quit playing trumpet. And I got really fat too as a kid, and then I was like, what am I gonna do to get chicks? So I started playing drums. That's exactly what happened. I started playing drums when I started playing drums when I was 16.
I
It was
didn't
like,
know that.
maybe chicks will like me now, and it still didn't fucking work.
So there's a message to all the kids, if you want to get chicks, you just get in a band.
Get in a band. Now I got a super hot wife, and it worked out great for me. Yeah.
I
You gotta
don't know-
get.
I
Yeah.
don't know, if you were trying to get girls, would you play the drums or would you play? Well, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I made the wrong choice.
No, I
shouldn't.
think you
Yeah.
made the right choice.
Definitely don't play bass.
Oh.
You know. Yeah, anyways, that's how I started.
Yeah.
Was just to get chicks, and there you go.
And lose weight.
Yeah.
It's a great way to stay. It's a great way to stay in shape.
He's got a hot wife.
Yeah.
For you, bud.
Hey, Amber.
My dad liked to show me off as a kid. I was his little prized possession, so he'd sit me down and I'd play by the neck. He played, shook me all night long, all the time. He's like, this is how you're gonna play it. And you're gonna be a star, I promise that. You're gonna be my little show pony that I can show off to my friends. He got me harmonica, so I had to learn that. And so at fire pits, I had to learn that. And I just loved being a little entertainer, and a little rascal in front of all his friends.
You wouldn't have guessed, would you?
No.
Because I don't know about anybody else, but I feel very awkward.
Yeah. But no, music was always in my household, and AC/DC and Elvis was all there was, and that's where we came right now.
If you knew his dad, you would totally understand.
Oh, yeah.
You would totally understand.
Frickin' party animal.
And always playing guitar together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
That's so cute.
Oh.
He gave me a dimple, so
Yeah.
big shoot forever.
There you go, yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
What was your biggest inspiration when you started playing music? Was it like Elvis or?
I don't know. I think probably different times in my musical career, different things.
Yeah.
And I think when you're young, how old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay. So I think the first time would be, say, the very first time that you got into music, you would have something that really drew you in. And then that bit of inspiration would stay with you. And then, you start to dive into music and learn other artists that you like in different genres and whatever, and find something that speaks to you the most. And I think throughout your career, you find different artists that you personally gravitate to the most. Some people, these guys, might say they have one, but for me anyway, personally, there's been a few constants. And when you're young, especially, I'm 33, and what I could tell you that I'm still listening to the bands that I started listening to when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then you find your solid 5 or 3, and then that never really changes. You know what I mean? you're still like I'm still listening to Elvis, and, and AC/DC and ZZ Top and all that sort of stuff, and then there's other styles too. But like I think what happens is you find different ones at different times that you really get into, and then they influence you the most, and then that sort of you create your own thing from all of those together.
That's a really good answer.
Not just a pretty face.
And what is your biggest inspiration today? What is keeping you going?
The fans, man. The fans coming out every night and like.
No,
Oh, yeah, like for tonight, like we've never played Sweden before, and the crowd was amazing. And they're up front, and they're clapping for us. We're new here. You know what I mean? So it's awesome to feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Playing live for me, for sure.
Yeah.
Is, it's kind of the light at the end of the tunnel for us because it's a lot of work going into it.
Yeah.
And it's getting up on stage and stuff is the reward for it. So.
Yeah.
And I think like, especially in 2019 when rock music is like not at the forefront of,
Yeah.
of to feel like because we grew up when it was at its extreme heights in a way, and to know that we saw that in our lifetime and now it's sort of gone, it's still very popular obviously,
Yeah.
but it's not the most popular genre as it once was. Now when you have seen it be at such a high and now it's sort of here for us and other bands that are here at this festival, we get to look at it and go, well, we're almost fighting to keep it alive. To keep just to keep stoking the fire, that to keep it going. And then when you get on stage and you play your songs, and like he said we've never been to Sweden before, and there's 2,000 people out there, a few thousand, whatever stage you're on, and they're singing and screaming back to you, then you go, okay, well, this is why we're doing it.
Yeah.
Because eventually, it will come back. And if you feel like you played your part, even if it's a small part in that, why wouldn't you? It's like going to war in a way, You've got to fight for what you believe in.
What would you say is the biggest difference between a Canadian stage and a Swedish stage?
The meatballs.
Yeah. Pickle herring.
Yeah, I don't know. In Europe in general, we'll just say in Europe in general, rock is still a thing. Look at this festival and Rock am Ring and Vaken and these festivals that we're playing this year, and there's hundreds of thousands of people going to these festivals all over Europe. In Canada, that doesn't really happen that much.
No.
It's
dying out more.
Yeah, there's still festivals and good shows, and we've done great tours and had success in our home country, and we love all our fans there. And it's not that it's to compare because they're different countries, they're different cultures, they're different fans. But in Europe, rock music is still very much happening.
Yeah.
So that's why we come here as often as we do.
Way more appreciation for it, for sure.
You guys are doing this right now so kids can still love rock and roll. And that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, exactly. It's not dying, at all over here compared to, comparatively over there.
Yeah.
It just seems like things are changing over there, and it's nice it's a breath of fresh air to come over here. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we really love, you know what, I'll say this, we really love Europe, but Swedish people and Canadian people are not so different.
No.
I don't know.
No. Very nice people, we're very friendly people, and we have good hockey players.
Oh.
Yeah. Especially those Sedines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sisters.
So to my last question, what is your best tips for young musicians out there who wants to come out in the music industry, like today? And I want an answer from anyone of you.
I would say don't ever stop writing. Even if you start to get success and you have a hit song or whatever it is, or you start to play really big shows and festivals, I would say don't ever stop writing, because you never know when you'll need that next song and that next song and then the next song. And what happens is if you start to get success, you get on the tour, you're constantly moving and going here, there, and everywhere. You don't have a lot of time to sit and write. So when you're writing, just generally always be writing, because you can keep things in your back pocket, so to speak, so that if you're busy touring and somebody's waiting for another song, your fan base is hungry for more content, then you can say, oh, well, I've got this song ready to go, you know, and then you go in the studio, cut it, boom, put it out. So that, and then I would say work really hard as you can, be better than, if you have someone that you aspire to be like or similar to, or that you think is, you know, really good, be better than them, work harder than them, always strive to be better, and just work hard and don't take no shit from anybody, because in this industry people will try to find ways to steer you off your track or change you, or you know, find ways to get their fingers in your pockets. But you know, you've got, nowadays kids are smarter. You guys are smarter than we were when we were young, because you've heard all the stories of all the bad things. So don't take shit from anybody. Just work hard and keep writing.
Definitely persistence. Like it's easy to give up on something. So just going at it and trying not to lose any passion for it is huge. And constantly practicing and learning stuff as much as you can to get better and better and better.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Just never stop and settle for where you're at. You can always be so much better than you are. And sometimes, like, I think people kind of have this separation from where they're at and where the people above them that they look up to are. And I don't think that gap is as realistic as you think it is. It's like you're more their peers than you are somebody lower than them.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, you just always have your idols and stuff like that, but they're not so different than you. They're just still going through the same stuff that you're going through. They're just a little farther along the path than you are. So
End of the day, they're still people.
yeah.
Well, that's sorry. The same thing I was gonna say too is, like, when you're practicing and you're learning your craft, your instrument, like you'll get discouraged when you can't play a certain thing, like I always did. And like the key is to just not stop, because a lot of my buddies who played music, they just stopped playing because they thought they weren't good enough at it, and now they see me today playing these shows, they're like, oh man, I wish I kept doing it. Like even now, like I watch YouTube and I see a kid that's 10 fucking years old and he's better a drummer than I am. I'm like, fuck you. Like, sorry for swearing, but like, I was like, that sucks. You know, but that 10-year-old is inspiring me to keep practicing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you just never stop practicing and learning, and don't give up, because you can end up somewhere like this playing Sweden rock if you don't give up.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
Just on that alone.
Don't let anybody beat you down, and be yourself. Don't let anybody tell you that, oh, that's wrong, that's right. If you think that's sweet, then you do that. Take the confidence you have and keep writing the music you love, because that's what's sweet. That's why we're all here, because we believe in what we're doing. So just make sure you keep believing in yourself and keep improving yourself so you can be better, and like give a middle finger to the people that tell you that you are shitty, you know what I mean? And just keep inspiring yourself, and just keep fucking rocking, kids.
Thank you so much for all the advices and everything, and thank you for coming here.
thank you.
And yeah, well, see you later.